Saint Maximin on the wing. He wears Gucci. So we Gucci. Burnley match review. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, everyone. I think this might be one of the first videos I've been able to do where we actually talk about the win. I'm going to sit here and discuss 3 points on the board, goals scored. And of course, the day was lit up today by Allan Saint Maximin, so I thought it was only right to wear my own headband / scarf. It's not quite Gucci, and I don't have any... Is it douchey, the whiskey? A can of red stripe will have to do. But I'll drink one for you tonight, Alan, because that was fantastic. Right, so let's face it, Newcastle fans, the win today was the most important thing. It was crucial that we got 3 points on the board, regardless of how it happened, whether it bobbled in off the toe of Joe Linton, off Longstaff's knob. It didn't matter. As long as we got the win and got the 3 points to pull away from Fulham, I don't think any Newcastle fan out there gave a shit how it happened. But how it did happen was through an absolute bit of brilliance from Saint Maximin. And, you know, credit where credit's due. I've sometimes been a little bit critical of Maximin when he has played more regularly for us in terms of his influence. He's not always great week in, week out, but he is capable of things that most footballers in world football, not just in Newcastle, cannot do with the football. He can take players on for fun. He can light things up in a second, and he did that today. And he seems to like playing against Burnley. Not sure on his dancing order. Just before we go any further, let's review it. I've got the footage here. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I think he's got a decent shuffle, but he might be only a bit of a one-trick pony when it comes to his dance moves. But yeah, fantastic 3 points. First half wasn't great. Second half, obviously Wilson and Maximin came on as we expected them to. I think Bruce was always planning this. Whether he was playing for the draw in the first place or not, I don't know. Or chancing it that we'd be in the game eventually when he could bring them on. We'll touch on that in a second. But they came on a couple of minutes later. It's ones each. 5 or 6 minutes later, we 2-1 up. So let's not make any... Let's call a spade with this one, Newcastle fans. That was the biggest win of our season. That was the biggest game of our season, and we got over the line. High pressure going into it because of what happened in the Fulham Wolves game on Friday. We needed to win, and we've done it. So we'll touch on the performance in a second, but let's just enjoy it. Let's get the beers down us. You know, if you're teetotal, then get your orange juice or whatever the hell you guys drink. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments. Because let's face it, we have not been able to enjoy a win for a very, very long time. I actually think I might have only done one Black and White Banter video where I've discussed a winning performance. So let's enjoy it. Let's get a couple of beers down our necks. Let's enjoy this 6-point gap between us and Fulham. Let's try and push on from here. And yeah, let this be the start of a slightly better end of the season with Wilson and Maximin back from injury as well. So the game. First half was pretty poor. I was cursing at half-time. I think before the match, I actually called that Maximin should have been playing. And I actually got a lot of shit for it on Facebook. I got a lot of people saying, no, he's not fit, he's not fit. Well, hang on. He's played half an hour last week. He's trained all week. How can Maximin not be fit? And everybody was saying it's because they're going to hit Burnley when they're tired in the second half. Yes, you could argue that worked. But at half-time, I was pretty frustrated because I said in the match preview, our midfield... We knew Burnley were going to play 4-4-2. They had 2 in the centre, so I was really hoping we would overrun that midfield. And for me, it was a perfect game for Willock to play, sitting in front of Shelvey and Longstaff, and he would have been the extra man in the centre to overrun their 2 central players, and we would have had influence from the wing, from Almiron and, well, Joe Linton. Not his best day, but we'll touch on that in a second. So I was a little bit frustrated with the team. I didn't think it was going to work in the first half. We just saw the Newcastle that we've all known. Not much going on going forward. Didn't really have a hold of the ball at all. Burnley had the majority of the play. We allowed that to happen. We were a little bit just passing, watching the game pass by. And it was very frustrating for us. But having said that, Dwight Gale in the first half should have probably scored. And I think it's fair to say he's going to come out the team now that Wilson's back. But how long can we sit here and allow Dwight Gale to keep missing chances? He's missed a lot of chances over the last couple of years for us. I can go back as far as Southampton away last season, the last game played in stadiums that we played in. I think Gale missed about 3 sitters in the first half. He does seem to have a habit of missing big chances. Remember the Man City quarter-final, FA Cup quarter-final last year, when we were terrible for the whole match, but he popped up with our only chance and he missed from a couple of yards. He has a habit of missing a lot of chances, and that one in the first half, again, was another one of them. The goal was very disappointing. I think someone has got to put a stronger foot in on Wood to allow him to be able to cross the ball. Wood's not a pacey player down that left-hand side, and we were so exposed. Where were our central midfielders at for that goal? Very, very disappointing. But, again, penalty decision, VAR, I don't know what VAR even stands for anymore, because it's just a joke. How that cannot be seen as dangerous play? His foot was so high. Longstaff hasn't come down to meet the ball. It was a stonewall penalty in my eyes. And in the second half, the referee gives a free kick to us for exactly the same thing. A Burnley player had his foot up at the edge of the box and he gives us a free kick. They were identical. How VAR has not looked at that and seen that as dangerous foul play with his foot so high is beyond me. And it's, it's ruining the game and it's ridiculous. And I know all the pundits on Sky Sports, not that I always agree with the pundits, but they did say that they all thought it was a penalty as well. And it's just so frustrating, and I'm so glad that that match did not swing on that decision, because I would have been even more furious. But generally, first half was pretty poor. I did feel like there was always still opportunities in it for us, but I was disappointed at half time. Second half, we didn't start very well. I think Burnley pretty much started the second half as the first half finished. Corner after corner, cross after cross, couple of half chances for them. And it didn't look great. It really didn't. And I was getting more and more frustrated, as a lot of you Newcastle fans were, because all I was sat thinking was, this is our biggest game. We need 3 points here. We need to show more. We need to fight more. We need to get after it. We need to have, Pope wasn't in goal for Burnley today. And we needed to have more shots at goal. And then obviously Steve clearly had a plan to bring on Saint Maximin and Wilson at the same time. They would have already decided that before this match. I've got no doubts about it. That's a risky move in my eyes. And again, I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to stay positive today because we've got the 3 points. But Bruce, again, he shows how much of an inept coach he is. We could have been 2-0 down. So for him to have his hopes on Wilson and Maximin coming on in the 60th minute and set up to start without them on the field and in our biggest game of the season, to me, is poor management. Yes, people are going to say it's worked. Maximin came on and got us the win. But that's all well and good. But just from my own point of view, looking at that as a management decision, we could have been 2-0 down. Dubravka made a couple of saves. There was the deflection on goal from Dummett that Dubravka saved in the first half. We could have been more goals down at half time, and that plan would not have came off. So, I'm sceptical on keeping, hoping the 2 players are going to come on with 30 minutes of a match left. Let's go for the first 60 minutes. Why wait until then? And I was disappointed that Maximin wasn't on the field in our biggest game, our cup final. But again, I'm going to keep this video positive because we've got the 3 points. So Maximin comes on. Straight away, he's causing them problems. And I said it in my match preview, if there's one player who Burnley do not like playing against, it's the likes of Saint Maximin. They love balls being punted in the box, as we did in the first half. Me and Tarkowski will mop them up all day. That's what Burnley love. Just gimme is what their players say when balls get lumped in the box. So we tried that, it didn't work. Maximin comes on, a bit trickier on the right-hand side, and take nothing away from Murphy. I know I've touched on Maximin, I've got the headband on, but Murphy, fantastic strike. Brilliant strike for that goal. Ones each, and things are looking a bit more rosy in the garden. And at that stage, would I have taken a point? Well, I think it was probably anyone's at that point. But Maximin, in between the lines, Shelvey picked him out, and he just does his thing from there. As soon as he gets to the edge of the box, I wouldn't like to face him as a defender. I'd be absolutely shitting me kegs if I had Maximin running at me. You don't know whether he's going to go left, is he going to go right? Luckily, cuts in beautifully, bottom corner, happy days. Happy days. We all, watching him do the dance, I'd cringe if it was any other team, but because it's our player, I thought, oh, go on, Maximin, enjoy yourself. Do some break dancing. Do some body popping. So, We saw it out. My God, that last couple of minutes were awful to watch. Agonising to watch whilst we just waited for that final whistle to get blown. Luckily, we got over the line. Couple of scares here and there. I think I had a heart attack. Probably screamed at me missus more than I should have when she came in trying to talk to me in injury time. But we're there, Newcastle fans. We are 6 points clear of Fulham, who had a demoralising defeat to Aston Villa, a shit Aston Villa team, a demoralising, awful last-minute loss to Wolves. The players were crying at the end of the match. We should not go down now. And I'm so happy that I'm able to jump on a video and say that I confidently think we should stay up now. But I also want to approach this with caution. We are not safe yet. West Ham could beat us next week. Much better team than us this year. Very dangerous. Lingard's on form. We lose. All Fulham have to do is get one win out of the blue like they did against Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. And suddenly the gap's 3 points. Suddenly there's nervousness. There's nerves there because we do not know what's going to happen and we shit in our kegs again. So we need to really push on now. The players should have a little bit of confidence from that. Wilson's back in the team. I mean, you saw the difference when Wilson stepped on the field. His pace, running in behind, it was exactly what we've needed, causing them so many problems, running the channels, closing things down. You know, Gale has pace, but he doesn't. It's just been a bit disappointing for me the past couple of weeks when he's had his chance to play. And Gale has not justified being in the team, in my opinion. Joe Linton was back to being Joe Linton today. His best game came against Spurs. We were hoping, could he recreate that? Could he play well again? No, he couldn't. He was very, very poor. Slow with the ball, lethargic in his movement. First touches weren't great here and there. Seemed to be getting quite frustrating. I wasn't surprised to see him get hooked off. But we really need to push on now as a team. West Ham's going to be difficult. We've got Liverpool still to play. Arsenal, you know, they hitty-missy at times. But we really, really need to push on now. This is a huge 3 points today. We don't want Steve Bruce as manager, let's face it. This isn't going to change that. It's not going to change my opinions on the man at all. We don't want him in charge. We don't want Mike Ashley in charge as our owner. So that's why safety is so important for us. So let's just crack on from here. Let's see what we can do from here. Go into these bigger teams. Obviously, we're going to have to play a bit more cautious against West Ham, against Liverpool, against Man City. But we've got our bigger players back now, and let's just see what we can do. Let's stay tight defensively, and let's push on and not allow Fulham to creep back into this. Their confidence now is at an all-time low, no matter what Scott Parker says to them in that dressing room. Let's enjoy the 3 points today and really pull away from Fulham. Maybe even drag another team into it by picking up some more wins here and there. But huge 3 points today, Newcastle fans, so let's just enjoy it. Not many negatives to talk about today. Let's focus on the win. Huge game for us. We did what we were asked. We got over the line. And let's just go from here. Let's drink a few more of these. Again, like you say, if you're teetotal, then just go crazy on orange juice. Get vitamin C to fuck. And let's go at West Ham next week. I'm not going to say we've got nothing to lose because there's still plenty of points to play for and Fulham could creep up behind us like a bad smell. But we've got something there now. That gap is 6 points. That's significant mentally as well as it is in the league table. As always, Newcastle fans, thank you very much for watching. Please click like, subscribe to Black and White Banter. My followers are creeping up ever so slowly. I'm getting some nice comments here and there. Get us on Facebook and Instagram and go and enjoy the rest of your weekend after a much needed 3 points. I think the last time we got 3 points was it Southampton? Jesus, that was a long time ago. Enjoy your weekend and we'll touch down midweek for some random video. I might be doing my all-time best Newcastle 11 this week after it got a good vote on Instagram. Thanks for watching. We like Gucci. So Gucci.